Good day, everyone. It's Rich. I want to talk about the ongoing delay right now in Nigerian cargo exports. There are, as far as like the US exports from Nigeria, I'm talking about cargo now, from Nigeria to the United States and the United States to Nigeria, there are only a handful of players right now in that space. You have DHL for people who are looking for speed, soup to nuts, end to end export solutions. The problem with that is when it comes to speed, as far as like within, let's say, 3 to 7 days, the sweet spot is about 5 days. DHL can pick up your goods in Lagos and deliver it to your home in the United States. If you're willing to pay the exorbitant fee that comes with that. So that's the trade-off, okay? The trade-off is you want your goods delivered within 5 to 7 business days, sometimes even 5 to 7 calendar days, depending on where you are in the United States. I can't speak for Canada, I can't speak for Europe. I'm talking about US, I'm talking about Nigeria to US import-export logistics via DHL. They can do it within 5 to 7 business days, depending on where you are in the United States. But you're gonna pay a lot of money because DHL handles the customs clearing for you. They also handle the local transportation for you. When I'm talking about door-to-door delivery, DHL, they've pretty much got it figured out. Like they own that marketplace. They own that category. International door-to-door delivery, DHL is who you want to go with if you're willing to pay the price. So the rule of thumb is anything less than 50 kg. If you're looking for speed now, I'm talking about you gotta have it. This is great for people who are bringing in like food stuff. I don't really deal too much in perishables because it's just really hard for you to grow a perishable food business from Nigeria because we're still working on like the refrigeration, the time it takes for you to get your goods out of the country across the Atlantic into the United States just takes a long time and it's unpredictable. It's super unpredictable. So perishables isn't something that I recommend. Bulk goods, however, spices, seasonings, wheat. We recently just bringing in just a few kg of beans. You can do that. I know rice at the moment is not admissible in the United States, but I think beans is. We're testing it right now to see what happens. So it's currently on the way. So we have 135 kilograms of consignment coming in right now from Nigeria. From Lagos directly to, and I'm going to get to the freight forwarding company that we use. Okay, but first of all, let's go ahead and just get DHL out of the way. They are the fastest, but it also comes at a high fee. I don't know what they're charging at the moment. When I first started our export business, our export-import business, DHL was who we used. I mean, we ended up paying quite a bit. Granted, the economics of our business, as far as our profit margin, is super high, so we're able to absorb that cost or that expense. But as we continued to grow in our business, DHL wasn't a viable option anymore for us. We needed a partner that can still get us our goods within a reasonable amount of time, but at a much lower cost. And that is where Delta Cargo comes in. So when I'm telling you that the space is small, that's exactly what I mean. On the speed side, you have I won't even bother even going with FedEx or UPS. DHL is the go-to on the speed side. If you're looking for more, Delta Cargo delivers within a reasonable amount of time. I mean, I've had situations where I've received my goods within 14 days. Okay, but lately, it's just been all over the place. My understanding is they recently resumed operation, like literally, I'm recording this on April 2nd, 2025. The Delta Cargo for the entire beginning of the year of 2025 was not in operation. They literally just started taking consignments a week ago. So for the month of January 2025, nothing. February 2025, nothing. First, second, third week of 2025, nothing. It's the last week of 2025, last week of March 2025 that they started taking consignments, and our consignment was part of that batch of goods that Delta is currently accepting. I heard they got into a little bit of trouble on the Nigeria side, as far as I don't quite understand the full spectrum of what happened, but it was serious enough to where they had to shut down and refine their operations in Nigeria. And I think that was what took them 2.5 months to get on. And as of right now, I can tell you that the maximum weight that Delta Cargo is currently accepting right now in Lagos is 500 kg. Anything more than 500 kg will be rejected. So make sure that you know the weight of your product. And this is also where the freight forwarder, like the local agent that you deal with in Nigeria, is also going to come in. They're going to advise you on the current requirements, acceptance requirements now with Delta Cargo. Before, you can just walk in and get quotes. Now they're not doing that anymore. The new process is, and this is very, very risky for like people who are doing this newly, you don't really have the experience. Now you have to first and foremost take your goods to get inspected at NACO, to get weighed, and then they'll give you, this inspection agency will then give you a form called the acceptance form, meaning we have weighed your goods, we've measured your goods, here are the dimensions, here is the weight. Then you will take it to Delta for rates, depending on where you are in the United States. Obviously, Delta's hub is in Atlanta. If you're closer to Atlanta, it's going to be cheaper compared to me, where I am in Las Vegas. So you're looking at a transit of Lagos to Atlanta, and then Atlanta to Las Vegas. So I am going to pay more than someone who is locally based in ATL or maybe even Texas. Someone in New York might pay a little bit, maybe more than me, somebody in Montana. I mean, it just kind of depends on where you are. But I've been using Delta now for going on about 3.5, 4 years. And I have a habit that when something is working for me, I generally never ever change. But in this case, even though I am looking for another option to Delta, I really can't, because they are the only game in town as far as like their rates. So I took a big risk with this last shipment of 135 kg. I'm not going to disclose how much I paid. It was a little bit on the high side, but it was still cheaper than the competition, meaning like KLM, Air France. That's the other game in town. But for me, I'm in a situation where I'm married to Delta because KLM, Air France, they don't ship to Las Vegas. So Delta is my only option. Unless I want to, I think KLM and Air France goes to New York. I think they go to New York, but then I would have to, because I don't have someone to clear because I do my own customs clearing for our exports out of Nigeria. I handle my own customs clearing out here. I'm very familiar with the people, the Delta's operations in the Harry Reid International Airport out here. So what happens is when the goods arrive, I'm notified. I'll go complete the paperwork that I need to complete, and then essentially just truck my goods, my cargo, in my Ford F-150 back to our warehouse. So that process is easy for me. Now, if Delta were to go out of business today, I'm gonna be in real trouble. I'm gonna be in real trouble because they've monopolized that space. Like United doesn't really carry cargo, so you have Delta. I mean, I'm not saying I'm gonna go out of business now, but it's gonna take some time for me to find a logistics partner that isn't expensive, but that's also efficient. DHL is extremely efficient, but expensive. Delta Cargo is also, no, so DHL is not really a cargo company. They are more of a small packages. You want to send someone a laptop, or you have some personal products that you're trying to ship into, you can go with DHL. Generally, items like that are less than 50 kg. But if you're looking on the commercial side, you are a micro exporter. Okay, you are shipping goods of, let's say, up to 1,000 kg. I consider that a micro exporter. When you start getting into like containers, you are generally considered a major exporter. But anything less than a container load, in my definition, is a micro exporter. Before this new rule, you could ship up to 1,000 kg with Delta Cargo, but just recently, more than likely they are going to get back to that. But as of March 2025, the maximum you can ship with Delta Cargo is 500 kg. This particular last shipment was at 135 kg. You can get up to 500, but I wouldn't risk going over 500 kg. Otherwise, they will reject it and you have a problem. Now, this new process that they're doing right now, where you have to get the paperwork, submit the paperwork to Delta for a quote. Now, imagine if that quote is not what you are willing to pay, or that rate that they gave you is not what you're willing to pay. Then what are you going to do? You are in a bind. And this continues to become a problem for Nigerian exporters. One of the biggest complaints or the biggest challenges that I've heard in my 5 years of doing this now is logistics. It's still a developing infrastructure in Nigeria, but it doesn't mean don't export, because the United States is buying. The United States of America is people out here. There's demand for Nigerian goods. So regardless, you can't wait for it to be perfect. You got to learn how to find comfort in discomfort. So Delta is the only option. I mean, if you're in the Western United States and you have goods over up to 500 kg, more than 50 kg, and you're looking to save on cost, but still have that efficiency, Delta Cargo is the play. But because there's no competition, and you know what happens when there's a monopoly, when you are the only game in town, there's no competition, there's no checks and balances. Customer service tends to go out of the window because, as I understand, there are people lining up around the block in Lagos to ship their cargo through Delta. You have a country of a population of 220, 225, 230 million people. You have Nigerians in the diaspora craving Nigerian food, craving Nigerian products. The market, the business is there if we can fix logistics. There aren't too many logistics players in Nigerian micro export. Not a whole lot. 3, Delta Cargo for cargo shipments, DHL for smaller parcels. And then you have, and the United doesn't do cargo. And then you have KLM and I think Virgin. And they only go to like New York. There are some that don't even come to America at all. They just specialize in Europe. And their rates are a lot higher. What they're telling my people now is, my team now in Lagos is, if you don't like the way we treat you, if you don't like it, go elsewhere. Where are they going to go? So Nigerian exporters are at the mercy of Delta Cargo. Commercial exporters, commercial players. Or you could do it like they used to do it in the olden days, where you find somebody that's in Nigeria coming to, and then you give them their product to bring back to the United States. But that's not scalable. It's not. You can't scale that. That's not a business. That is a family member or a friend delivering a couple of kilograms of beans to you, or salt or pepper. That is not a business. You can't scale that for your own personal goods, yes. But as far as like commercial business, you can't scale that. So you need Delta Cargo. And you don't have to go through, for me, as far as like our business is concerned, I am involved in every micro detail of my business. But if you are just starting out as an exporter, or you're just starting out, you're based in the United States, you're looking at importing Nigerian goods that you can sell on Amazon, Walmart, which I'm going to cover, especially Walmart, because we just like literally got into Walmart just recently. And in August, there's a Walmart marketplace conference in San Diego that I'm going to in August that I just signed up for. 2 major players, e-commerce players in the US right now. Amazon, 400 plus billion in online sales every year. Walmart, 100 plus billion. 100 billion plus in online sales a year. 1 and 2. You gotta be in that marketplace. You have to have products on those platforms. And there's not enough that's the thing about it. It's like there's not enough Nigerians, plain. There's not enough Nigerians in the e-commerce space. I'm there. I'm going on 10 years on Amazon. I've been on Amazon since 2015. But you can't sell what you don't have. And that's just, I'm not trying to frighten you. I'm just telling you the current landscape of logistics in Nigeria, of export logistics in Nigeria. As far as you're going to need a logistics partner, you're going to need a freight forwarding partner. I'm talking about guys in Nigeria that are local to the Nigerian logistics and freight forwarding system that can help you navigate your exports and help you with the right documentation and the right paperwork and the right inspections and clearances. They are available. The Bearcat platform, we got a few of them that we work with. So if you're watching this and you've never seen me before, never met me, my name is Richard Bearcat. I'm the founder of Bearcat.com. We are a United States-based platform connecting the American and Nigerian markets. That's our specialty. I've been in the import-export sector for 22 years, focused primarily between US and China. It was just recently, 5 years ago, that I started focusing my business. We pivoted to Nigeria, US. I can't stress the demand enough of quality Nigerian goods. And you are in a position because you are Nigerian. I was born in Nigeria. I came to the United States when I was 12 years old. I went back to Nigeria for a little bit of high school, came back to the United States for college. Over 200 videos covering export, import, business, investments, real estate, construction is available on our YouTube channel. Make sure that you subscribe and start binging on those videos. We are also producing paid webinars right now for Nigerian businesses looking to attract United States customers, clients, and buyers. That webinar is for you. Go to Bearcat.com/webinar and register today if you are serious about taking your business, like your Nigerian business, internationally. And that is just an entry-level module. It's 30,000 Naira right now. The price is going to go up, I guarantee you, in the next couple of months. I'm also starting to offer one-on-one personalization consulting for people who just need that extra one-on-one consulting to be able to guide them on what to do, what not to do, what's missing, what to look for in import, export, project ideas, investments, businesses. The Bearcat platform is for you. My name is Richard Bearcat. Hope you took a little bit of information out of this video that you can apply to your business. And be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, like, share, and comment. I'm based in Las Vegas, and I'm looking forward to seeing more Nigerians participate in non-oil exports. Edible oils, fine. Palm oil, groundnut oil are great. Non-oil exports is the future of Nigeria. I'm talking about fossil fuels. Non-oil exports is the future of Nigeria. And I'm looking forward to seeing you. And I want you, and I'm encouraging you to be a part of that game. Because the demand is there. America is buying. Sell to America. All the best, guys. Talk to you guys later.